This is Sarah Squires bringing you behind the headlines in today's edition of WYO Today Newsroom. Today, I'm joined in the studio by Tisha Tuttle. She is with Wyoming Senior Citizens, Inc. Welcome to the show.
Hello there. Hi, Sarah.
So I know that we are just kind of coming off of a pretty exciting set of deadlines and enrollment periods and all kinds of things that you and your staff have been dealing with. So can you maybe give us just a little bit of recap of all the latest action going on for you guys?
Absolutely. Open enrollment seemed chaotic at best. I felt like one of those 90 moms sitting on the porch with a cigarette and a real stiff drink at the end of each day. I don't drink, don't smoke. But it was chaotic. There was a lot of changes. There were cost changes, company, pharmacy changes, you name it. Kind of a monkey wrench in the plan if you don't know what to expect. So we were very honored to get to help over 3,000 people in our state changing their plans, making sense of what that looked like, and saving over $1 million again in our state, which has just been remarkable. This year we had 2 new staff members and I think over 20 new volunteers that we had trained and that were helping people. So getting that wealth of knowledge and combined education to just really work for our state was incredible, and overcoming some of those changes with our beneficiaries was really rewarding.
Wow. That is really exciting to hear. I mean, saving over $1 million, helping 3,000 people through this, what ends up feeling like an incredibly complicated and stressful situation when you're trying to figure out Advantage plans, Medicare rules and regulations, and when can I do what. One thing that we know is that we have got the helpers here with Wyoming Senior Citizens, Inc. Can you kind of go over it, Tisha, just kind of in a nutshell, what all you guys do? I know you've got a variety of programs.
Absolutely.
And, we want to make sure our folks really know when to call.
Absolutely. So Wyoming Senior Citizens, Inc. has 7 programs under our roof, all designed to help you age in place as long as possible, as wise as possible, and with as much dignity as possible. Aging is inevitable. It's the one thing we all get to do, and we hope that we do it well. So when you find a program like ours, or many programs like ours, that can range anywhere from Medicare help and assistance as soon as you turn 65, Medicare fraud, waste, and abuse. Down the hall, we have caregivers, family caregivers, respite care programs. Then there's the long-term care ombudsman, foster grandparents, senior companions. I mean, just a wealth of programs that are designed to give everybody that opportunity to age with dignity and wise.
Yeah. It's so nice because I feel like, sometimes the alternative can be, sitting on hold when you're trying to call the government to get answers to your questions. And I think anyone who's tried to travel down that path can tell you that that's not a fun time. And oftentimes you walk away a little more confused than you were to begin with when you go that route. So it's wonderful to have Wyoming Senior Citizens, Inc. here serving the state there. We've got an office here in Riverton that can help folks out. So if you've got questions, give them a call. Now, I know that some of these enrollment periods, deadlines have kind of passed us, and it was a really busy season. But for some folks, for some plans out there, the time to make a change really is anchored not to a particular period or date, but to your own birthday. And so we've been trying to promote this birthday rule for a while. But can you remind us, Tisha, what do we want to keep in mind? What does the birthday rule mean, and when should we be marking our calendars for that?
Absolutely. If you are enrolled into a Medigap plan, a supplement or secondary insurance, they have many names. But they all pay secondary to that original Medicare. If you have one of those plans, that's where you want to mark your calendar on your birthday. It starts on your individual birthday every single year, and it lasts for 63 days. During that 63-day period, you can switch those supplement plans. If there's one out there that is more affordable and providing the same coverage, or you're like, I'm a healthy individual, why am I paying so much? I can go to a lower plan. You can go from a G to an N plan, for example. example, during that birthday period, and there's no underwriting. You don't spend 45 minutes answering those health questions, passing their little health questionnaire. So it just saves time, saves money, and it's guaranteed issue, meaning that there is no health question that they could ask you, bottom line. But if they do, there's no way that they can tell you no. It's guaranteed issue during that period. So we've seen some of our beneficiaries go from one G plan to another G plan. Legally, they're covering the same thing, just a different brand logo on the bill that they send you and how much you pay. And they've saved hundreds every single month, which equates to almost thousands a year changing that supplement plan. So when you have that guaranteed issue with that birthday roll during 63 days, you have 63 days to gift yourself a lower premium with equal or less coverage. If you upgrade coverage, then you're going to go through that questionnaire. But if you are going to the same type or less of a plan, guaranteed issue, they can't tell you no.
Cut through that red tape, guys, and make sure you're factoring in the birthday rule, because you can get the best bang for your buck if you kind of know, have all the details of what the playing field really is about. And so that's where the folks at Wyoming Senior Citizens, Inc. step up to the plate. They know the ins and outs of all of these things, and they can help you find the best course forward, the best plan, make sure you're getting the best bang for your money when it comes to Medicare. Now, one other thing that I definitely wanted to touch on that has kind of changed the landscape here when it comes to some of these Advantage plans and what we've got kind of left out there for folks is the United Healthcare Advantage plan kind of sneaking off into the sunset here. So it sort of changed what the options are out there, and I think added a little bit of confusion for folks. So Tisha, what can you tell us about what's happened with that?
Absolutely. United Healthcare is such a massive company, and I always joke they have their finger in many insurance pies, and they just happen to take their finger out of that pie for many counties in Wyoming. So if you or a family member that you know were enrolled in that United Healthcare Advantage plan, have them look into it. Is this still serving where I live? Because there are, I think, 2 or 3 counties where they're still playing, and they broke up with the rest of Wyoming entirely. So what's left in many of those agencies is what we call, or what is known as the Wyo Blue Medicare Advantage plan that is administered by Blue Cross Blue Shield. So there are still options, and in around our border, there is still Humana plan options as well. So look into, you can take advantage of Medicare.gov or reach out to your regional office, whether that's Riverton, Casper, or Cheyenne, with our SHIP program, and we can help navigate that together as well. If that plan's not serving you in Wyoming, let's find one that does. United Healthcare was, I wouldn't say nice, but they tried to be as nice as possible because they do still have a drug plan out there on the market. So when they take away that Advantage plan, normally what would happen is you would just default to Medicare A and B. You wouldn't have a drug plan. You wouldn't get a supplement plan. You just default back to having hospital and doctor coverage. Many people take medications. So United Healthcare just kind of said, you know what, we offer a drug plan. Let's put these folks on this drug plan to start the year. So January 1st, if they hadn't made a decision, they could still pick up their medications. So what we're finding is some of those medications aren't exactly covered on this plan. And they cover quite a bit, but there are a few select that some of our seniors might take that might not be covered. Reach out. We'll find the right plan for you. When you're in this enrollment period, because they broke up with you for no fault of your own, they broke up with you through no fault. You have until the end of February to make a selection. You're not up a creek just yet. You still have time. So if you or a family member have United Healthcare Advantage plans or have had an Advantage plan through United Healthcare, please reach out either to the plan or to our SHIP coordinators so we can look that up. and make sure that you're in the right plan for 2026.
Yeah, that's, never a fun feeling to show up at the pharmacy and go, uh-oh,
Yeah.
Surprises at the pharmacy are usually not great. So if you are in that boat where you've got a United Healthcare Advantage plan and there's some switcheroos going on and you need to shop around and make sure that you've got coverage for your medication, there is help out there, and you've got some time here, through February to find a new plan that makes the best sense for you and your health insurance. So definitely make sure that you keep that in mind. Take a look at the calendar now. If you need help, you've got questions, the folks at Wyoming Senior Citizens, Inc. and their SHIP program are the ones to reach out to. Now, if we hadn't already talked about some kind of confusing things for people, and you really do need to sort of write this stuff down, folks. I want to always, every time Tisha and I get together here and talk, to really point out too that we've got to sprinkle in some tips to avoid the fraudsters, because they are becoming pretty slick, pretty sophisticated, and so. There are a lot of things to keep in mind, when you're making sure that you're able to avoid these scam artists. So sometimes they call, they might email, but Tisha, what should folks be looking out for when it comes to, people who are trying to take advantage?
Absolutely. A lot of these scammers and fraudsters, especially now that open enrollment is over, can take advantage of that opportunity, and they'll start calling people, or they'll shoot you an email and say, we just need to confirm this information to enroll you in the drug plan. And it's so hard to know what's false and what's real. But it's very much, if you have questions, then verify. The government is not that efficient. They are not going to call you to make sure you filed your taxes. And, hey, Sarah, did you get your tax return? We sent you that money. Did you get it yet? If not, let me confirm your account number and we'll send it now. They're not that efficient. These scammers, however, are. They're going to try to get that information any way that they can. But those companies that are approved through Medicare are not calling you if you haven't requested that call back. If I called my drug company, WellCare, for example, and they had a 32-minute hold time, and I'm like, you know what, let me just put my number in for a call back. That's when they're going to call you. They don't call you on a random Tuesday if you haven't asked about it. So don't give your Medicare information out over the phone if it's not a number that you dialed, you trust. I'm calling my doctor's office and giving them my insurance information. And do not share, if it doesn't look like a legitimate email, please do not respond or respond to a request for information via email. All of that should either be given over a trusted resource phone or in person.
Yes, definitely something to keep in mind. These days I just get suspicious of just about anyone who calls me if I don't know who they are, and I think that's probably about the level of suspicion that you want these days, because some of those scammers are getting pretty good. Even the AI voices where it's not even a human, it gets hard to tell these days, so absolutely make sure that you're being very cautious. Don't give out personal information over the phone, pretty much, bottom line.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that this has been such great information for folks out there. So whether you've got a birthday coming up and you are thinking about, making a switch for your drug plan, or you're maybe in that boat where you have a United Healthcare Advantage plan and we've had kind of, this no-fault divorce. We didn't do anything, folks, but they have left the field. So now is the time to look around. You've got through February, and the folks at Wyoming Senior Citizens, Inc. are there to help with questions. So thank you, Tisha, for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Absolutely.
You can find our office at 106 West Adams in Riverton, Wyoming, or give us a call. We can schedule appointments 307-856-6880. and ask for your ship coordinator.
Perfecto. Today's show is brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply. They specialize in wood stoves and pellet stoves, helping homeowners to find the right heating solution for their space. And it's not just the stoves. Porter's carries pellet fuel, stovepipe and venting, chimney components, and all the accessories you need, from stove tools and gloves to cleaners and maintenance supplies. They also offer special financing, making it easier to upgrade your heating system before it really starts getting cold out there, folks. Check out Porter's Mountain View Supply at 750 East Sunset Drive here in Riverton, or give them a call at 307-856-6066.